Simulan mong abutin ang iyong pangarap na magbibigay dangal sa iyong bukas. Ang suliranin, hindi laging nandyan, dapat mong harapin. Kami iyong kasama sa bawat takin, magkaakbay nating lulutasin. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, ang boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, ikaw lagi ang bida. Ang mga aral ay ginintuang atin ng bawat guro na siyang gagabay sa iyong pagkamulat. Naway umukit ito sa iyong isipan, maging mapanuri, sundin ng wasto at nararapat. Kagandahang asal ang ipakita, ipadama ang pusong may malasakit. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, ang boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, ikaw lagi ang bida. Sakali mang tayo'y subukin ng unos, ating haharapin ng walang takot. Sasamahan ka ni Fernan at Dino, ang bagong barkada mo. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, edukasyon mo'y sigurado na. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, edukasyon mo'y sigurado na.
Fernandino Teens TV.
Oh, Dino, bakit parang problemado ang mukha mo? Anong meron?
Ito kasing si Nan, nagpapatulong sa module niya sa science. Mahina din kasi ako dyan. Tapos, di pa niya tayo sinipot sa peer tutoring natin ngayon kasi umalis daw sila. Nag-PM na lang siya sa akin, naturuan daw natin siya tungkol sa kaibahan ng biotic at abiotic component at ang different ecological relationships sa ecosystem.
Walang problema. Ako na ang bahala dyan. Tara, panoorin natin ang episode ngayong araw. Sakto. Tungkol dyan ang magiging talakayan.
Let's watch and learn.
The earth is majestically beautiful. It is really fascinating to watch how birds fly and chirp, trees and other plants grow, the rustling of the wind onto leaves, the flow of the water in a river, and a lot more. Find time to sit in your backyard or stare out your window and feel the air around you. Look at the sky and watch some birds or insects such as bees and appreciate the beauty and importance of the organism and objects that surrounds you. It is indeed surprising how each organism adapts and survives the ever-changing climate and how each individual in the ecosystem manages to continue to live and exist, even the smallest up to the largest kind of living organism, and coexist with other animals and plants to remain alive. Our experience during the past decades, even in pandemic, is just an example of how great humans and other organisms manage to survive different catastrophes, which most of the time caused by climate change. Hi and good morning, Fernandino teens. I know you are now wondering what our topic today might be. Welcome to another exciting episode of Fernandino Teens TV Season 2. I am Sir Adrian C. Reyes, your virtual science teacher for today. In this episode entitled The Incredible World Around Us, Biotic, Abiotic Components, and Ecological Relationship. For today's learning objectives, first, differentiate biotic from abiotic components. Second, identify the types of biotic factors in an ecosystem. Third, describe the ecological relationships found in an ecosystem. Lastly, describe the effects of change of abiotic factors in an ecosystem. When you were in grade 6, you have learned about living things and non-living things. I'll show you some images, then you will identify whether they are living or non-living things. Do not forget to write your answer on the comment section below or on a piece of paper. Let's start. Figure number 1. Tree. It gives us oxygen and provide food and shelter to other organisms. Living or a non-living thing? You are right. A tree is a living thing. Figure number 2. Goat. It is an organism that gives us food and milk. What do you think it is? Living or non-living thing? Excellent! A goat is also a living thing. Figure number 3. Sunlight. It provides heat on Earth and can be converted to electricity. Living or non-living thing? Very good! Sunlight is a non-living thing. Figure number 4. Soil. It is where all plants and other organisms grow. It provides nutrients to the plants and, do you think soil is a living or non-living thing? Bravo! Soil is also a non-living thing. For our last figure, hedgehog. Some people are afraid of them because they have spikes that are used as defense mechanism. Some of them are domesticated and are treated as a pet. Is a hedgehog living or a non-living thing? You did great, Fernandino teens. A hedgehog is a living thing. Fernandino teens, did you know that the surroundings of an organism, both living and non-living, is called an environment? And the environment consists of biotic factors, living components, and abiotic factors, the non-living component. I'll show you 2 illustrations. For each illustration, you have to list down on your paper 1 biotic and 1 abiotic component, or type your answer on the comment section. I'll give you 10 seconds to do that. Here is the first illustration. The timer starts now. Let us check if you got it right. On this illustration, the biotic components are the mangrove trees, while the abiotic components are water, air, and soil. Here is the last illustration. All right, now let us reveal the answers. On this picture, the following are the biotic components: the carabao, trees, and human. Did you get them correctly? Great! While the following are the abiotic components: rocks, soil, and air. How many of you got it right? You are all incredible, Fernandino teens. The environment consists of biotic factors, which refer to all living organisms such as plants, animals, and microorganisms. While abiotic factors such as air, water, light, land, soil, and rocks. When we return, you will know more about biotic and abiotic components in this ecosystem. Stay tuned!
Ang Schools Division Office City of San Fernando, Pampanga ay kaisa ng Department of Education sa pagsasagawa ng mga proyekto at programa na tumutugon sa mga pangangailangan ng mga mag-aaral. Inilunsad ang Division Call Center for Tutors and Guidance Counselors upang magbigay ng educational at psychological assistance sa mga mag-aaral, magulang at stakeholders ng division. Kaya, kung may nais kayong itanong tungkol sa pag-aaral, maaaring magpadala ng mensahe sa Division Call Center for Tutors and Guidance Counselors Facebook page o tumawag sa mga numero na makikita sa ibaba ng inyong screen tuwing Lunes hanggang Biyernes sa ganap na alas 8 ng umaga hanggang alas 6 ng gabi. Maaari rin kayong sumangguni sa ating guidance counselors na nagbibigay ng guidance and counseling services. Lahat ng inyong ibabahagi ay mananatiling confidential. Ang nasabing programa ay nagsisilbing daan upang malaman ang feedbacks ng stakeholders para matulungan ang ating divisyon na mapagbuti pa ang mga sumusunod na programa. Ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Tumawag na sa aming mga numero o bumisita na sa aming Facebook page at magpadala ng inyong mga katanungan.
Fernandino Teens TV.
Welcome back to Fernandino Teens TV Season 2. The environment consists of several ecosystems, which is a functional unit of a dynamic system of organisms interacting with each other and their environment. Biotic components are classified into specific categories. These include the plants, animals, fungi, protists, and bacteria. Let us learn more about these classifications. The first classification is the plants. Most ecosystems depends on plants to carry out photosynthesis. The ponds, lakes, and the ocean, many of the plants are grasses and algae. Plants are known as the producers. The second classification of biotic factors are animals. Animals are called consumers because they feed on plants and other organisms. Animals are also categorized according to the food they eat. First-order consumers, also known as herbivores, like rabbits, turtle, and seed-eating birds, snails, mussels, sea urchins, ducks, and black shark eat the plants and algae. Predators like wolves, killer whales, and tiger shark eat first-order consumers and are also called carnivores. Omnivores like humans, foxes, and raccoons eat both plants and animals. Detritivores are organisms that feed on dead and organic waste of dead plants and animals. Examples of these detritivores are worms, millipedes, dung-flies, and fielder crabs. The next three categories are classified as decomposer. Decomposers are organisms that thrive on dead and decaying organic matter. Decomposers are essential in the ecosystem as they help in recycling nutrients and make it available to be reused by plants or producers. The third category of biotic components are fungi. Fungi feed on the bodies of living hosts or break down the remains of one's living organism. Examples of fungi are the following: puffballs, truffles, molds, and mushroom. These organisms are mostly found on decaying logs or rotten foods. The fourth category under biotic factors are protists. Protists are generally one-celled microscopic organisms and they are sometimes overlooked in the ecosystem. Algae, Euglena and dinoflagellates are plant-like protists. Like plants, algae contains chlorophyll and make food by photosynthesis, so they are producers. Animal-like protists, such as paramecia and amoeba, eat bacteria, and smaller protists, fungus-like protists, often serve as decomposer in the ecosystem. And lastly, bacteria. Bacteria act as decomposers. They break down dead organisms to release nutrients. Bacteria also serve as food for other organisms. Examples of bacteria are E. coli, Listeria, and Salmonella. Now, I challenge you to categorize each image according to their category. They may either be a plant, animal, fungi, protist, or a bacteria. Are you ready? You will be given 5 seconds for each image. Biotic component number 1. Avocado. Correct! It is a plant. Avocados have leaves and fruits that are rich in many nutrients, including fiber, healthy fats, and good source of vitamin C, E, K, and B6. Biotic component number 2. Bacillus. Amazing! It is a type of bacteria. A lactobacillus is an example of good bacteria found inside our stomach that helps our body to break down food, absorbs nutrients, and fight off bad organisms that may cause diseases. Biotic component number 3. Mushroom. You are right. These mushrooms are fungi. Some mushrooms are edible like the image shown, which can be an ingredient to our favorite food like the mushroom burger. Biotic component number 4. Dinoflagellates. Bravo! It is a protist. The protist shown here is a dinoflagellates. This is a type of a dinoflagellate. When in bloom, they produce toxin that can kill fishes and make the shellfish dangerous to eat. This is called red tide because the water turns red. Biotic component number 5. Spider. Very good. Spider is an animal and it is a carnivore. It feeds on insects that are trapped on its web. Next, we have the abiotic factors in an ecosystem. The abiotic factors in an ecosystem include all the non-living elements of the ecosystem such as air, soil or substrate, water, light, salinity, and temperature. These abiotic factors have an impact to the living elements of an ecosystem. We will learn more about it later. In the environment, there are plants, animals, and microscopic organisms, such as bacteria and fungi. A group of organisms of the same kind living in the same place at the same time is called population. Population that interact in a given environment form a community. An ecosystem refers to the communities interacting with each other and to the physical environment. There are 2 types of ecosystems, natural ecosystem and artificial ecosystem. Look at the first video. This is a natural ecosystem. A natural ecosystem is a community of living and non-living things, and it occurs freely. It is produced and exists naturally without human intervention. Examples of these are ponds, lakes, forests, rivers, and grasslands. The second type of ecosystem is built by human or a man-made ecological system. It exists, created, and being improved by humans. Thus, it's not self-sustaining. Examples of these are rice field, garden, park, and zoo. Let me show you 4 images of an ecosystem. Can you guess which among the 4 features is an example of a natural ecosystem and an artificial ecosystem? Let us check if you are right. You have 10 seconds to answer. Here is the first ecosystem. Second, third, and the fourth. 10 seconds starts now. Let us check how well you understood the difference between the two. You got it right. The first and third ecosystems are artificial ecosystems, while the second and fourth are natural ecosystems. Good job, Fernandino teens. Where do fishes live? How about humans? Cats and trees? Correct! The fishes live from bodies of water, while human, cats, and trees live on land. The place where organisms live is called a habitat. The habitat is where the organism finds its needs such as energy source, water, air, and shelter. It can be aquatic. Water habitats can be freshwater, marine, and estuarine. It can be terrestrial. Land habitats show greater variation of plants and animals of all forms. The ecological niche describes how a species interacts with an ecosystem, or this describes the role being played by an organism in a community. The niche of a species depends on both biotic and abiotic factors, which affect the ability of a species to survive and endure. Biotic factors affecting a species niche include food availability and predators. Abiotic factors affecting ecological niche include temperature, landscape characteristics, soil nutrients, lights, and other non-living factors. I hope you can now differentiate habitat from niche. When we get back, we will be discussing more about niche. Please stay tuned.
Maya po oras kaya kayo, Fernandinos. Ako pala ay Adrian Serrano ng City Tourism Office ng Siyudad San Fernando. Ngayong bulan na ini, pagmasusyantaya ang National Heritage Month na ating temang Victory and Humanity, Upholding Filipino Heritage and Identity. Kambena nini, metong karang aktibidades na ng siyudad, apin ng launching ng bayong Heritage Passport. Yung Heritage Passport, apin ng metong karing proyekto ng kakatamong siyudad, yung pamanamuna ng Mayor Edwin D. Santiago. Anong nuka rin makalagelangan ding eganagan ng heritage sites, heritage structures, na akit tamo kin kay katamong heritage district. Makakayabe din kini, ding importansya da ding mapil na tradisyon kay ni syudad, kalupa na ning pamangawang parol, ang po yung pamangalesa. May aho siyang heritage passport, uling atin kang dapat gawan, anong nukaran puntalan mo la ding at yung passport, at saka ka mag-selfie. Kay ba't kanta, palto making tourism office, at mamiyalang sticker ka rin eganagan ng apuntulan mong lugar. At timong may ngari ang tutong passport. Balo mi ngeni, panahon na ini, tamo makain bisa lumal, uli na ng COVID-19 pandemic. Kaya naman kimbanwa ngayon agkatan ko la ding bikers tamo, edad 18 hanggang 50, imbis na lumaot kayo po, di na nyo lang dita ka oras di kaya katamong heritage structures, kaya ni syudad. Anya naman karing mumunang 50 bikers ang makayari kaya katamong heritage passport, midinan lang premyong only San Fernando loot bag. Inggawan nyo mo bakanta makapag-register, munta kayo mismo opisina na ng City Tourism, ng munisipyo, at saka kayo magdalang metong valid ID. Kabinan ng kaya kayong heritage passport, ating makasipit ang instruction nung nano pa ing dapat gawan. Anya naman ka rin hanggang kapadyakin, nanano ko pa, tara na!
Fernandino Teens TV.
Welcome back to Fernandino Teens TV Season 2. Let us check how will you understood the difference between habitat, ecological niche, and their important roles in the ecosystem. Identify if the following statements are fact or bluff. First statement. Habitat is a place where an organism lives, while niche is an organism's role in the ecosystem. Fact or a bluff? You are right. It is a fact. Second statement. Without ecological niche, there will be a balanced ecosystem and more biodiversity. Fact or a bluff? Correct. It is a bluff. Last statement. A species niche encompasses both the physical and environmental conditions that require interaction with other species. It is a fact or a bluff? Great job! It is a fact. Well done, Fernandino teens. You are now ready to learn about interaction between organisms in the ecosystem. Ecological relationships are the relationship between organisms in an ecosystem. All organisms in an ecosystem are connected. The interaction among organisms within or between overlapping niches can be characterized into 5 types of ecological relationships. These are competition, predation, commensalism, mutualism, and parasitism. The last 3 subtypes are classically defined as relationship exhibiting symbiosis, but predation and competition can also be considered as form of symbiosis. Symbiosis refers to a close relationship in which one or both organisms obtain a benefit. It can also be a relationship between 2 organisms that can be helpful, harmful, or have no effect. Let us discuss the ecological relationship one by one. But before that, watch the video closely. Each video represents the 5 ecological relationships. Can you guess what type of relationship is exhibited by each organism in the video? Write your answer in a piece of paper or type in on the comment section. Here are the videos. Do you think you got all 5 right? You will know if you got it correctly as we tackle about each relationship in detail. The first ecological relationship is predation. In this relationship, one wins while other one dies. Predation is when one organism eats another organism to obtain nutrients. The organism that is eaten is called the prey, and the one that kills and eats the other organism is called predator. Example of predation is a cat catching and eating the mice. The cat is the predator, while the rat is the prey. Here are the other examples. The second type of ecological relationship is competition. Competition happens when individual or populations compete for the same resources such as food, sunlight, and water. Competition can occur within or between species. It often results in the survival of the fittest. Competition is a relationship between organisms in which one is harmed when both are trying to use the same resources related to growth, reproduction, or survival ability. Competition stems from the fact that resources are limited. There are simply not enough of some types resources for all individuals to have equal access and supply. An example of competition is a tree that competes for sunlight and nutrients, and turkeys competing with each other for food, a source of energy for growth and survival. The third type of ecological relationship is commensalism. It is an interaction when one organism benefits and the other remains unaffected. As an example, are orchids that grow on a tree trunk. The orchids do not harm the tree they grow in. Orchids are unable to survive in the wild without the aid of the tree, which contributes to the plant's very existence by offering it a home and safety. The plant will cling on the bark of the tree. They do not take water or nutrients from the tree. The orchids benefited and the tree is unharmed. The fourth type of ecological relationship is parasitism. One organism benefits and one gets harmed. Parasitism is a relationship in which one organism benefits and the other organism is harmed, but not always killed. The organism that benefits is called parasite, and the one that is harmed is the host. One of the common examples of this relationship is between a dog and ticks. Dogs are infested with ticks. Ticks sucks blood, which harm and possibly kill their host if not prevented. For humans, the common parasites are the head lice, worm, and ectoparasites. The last ecological relationship is mutualism. In mutualism relationship, everyone wins. Mutualism describes an interaction that benefits both species. A well-known example exists in the mutualistic relationship between alga and fungi that forms lichen. The photosynthesizing alga supplies the fungi with nutrients and gains protection in return. The relationship also allows lichen to colonize habitat inhospitable to either organism alone. Another example of this relationship is between a bee and a flower, where the bee gets its nectar and helps the flower in pollination process. To check your understanding of this topic, let us proceed to checkpoint. Let us test if you understood the lesson about the relationship in an ecosystem. Determine the type of relationship that exists between each pair of organisms. Tell whether it is commensalism, predation, parasitism, mutualism, or competition. You are given 5 seconds for each number. Pair number 1, bee and flower. Correct, it is mutualism. The bees benefit from nectar they gather from the flowers, and the flowers benefit by the bees by transporting their pollen to another flower. Pair number 2, the relationship of eagle and fish. Very good, it is predation. The predator, which is the eagle, consumes member of another organism such as the fish, the prey. Pair number 3, the relationship of human and head lice. Correct, this is parasitism. The head lice use the human head as shelter and sucks blood for its food. Pair number 4. The relationship between a lion and a hyena. That's right, it is a competition. Lion and hyena compete for their resources and territory. Good job, Fernandino teens! Remember, new learning will come for those who are truly eager to study. When we return, we will talk about how changes in abiotic factor affect the organism in an ecosystem here at Fernandino Teens TV Season 2.
Hindi lamang sa larangan ng pangkabuhayan apektado ang maraming pamilyang Pilipino, kundi maging sa larangan ng pagkatuto ng bawat batang Pilipino. Inilunsad ng siyudad ng San Fernando ang programang Nurturing Environment and System for Thriving or NEST, isang education community pantry na naglalayon para sa isang malawakang pagtulong, pagantabay at paggabay na ang focus ay ang makapagbigay ng tulong at suporta sa ating mga mag-aaral sa pamamagitan ng pagbibigay ng educational needs gaya na lamang ng school supplies, tutorial sessions, study tips, at iba pang mga pamamaraan na mas lalong makatutulong sa pag-angat ng ating edukasyon. Dahil hindi hadlang ang pandemya sa magandang kinabukasang naghihintay sa ating mga mag-aaral. Sino-sino nga ba ang mga kalahok sa programang ito? Sa pagtutulungan ng ating school administrators, guro, magulang, at iba pang mga miyembro ng ating komunidad gaya ng barangay officials at sangguniang kabataan ay siguradong magiging mas matagumpay ang programang ito. Paano nga ba ang magiging proseso ng naturang programa? Una, magkakaroon tayo ng isang Facebook group, ang Pampanga High School NEST Education Community Pantry na pangungunahan ng Educational Pantry Coordinator. Ang mga magulang, tagapangalaga at mga guro ay ia-add ng ating Educational Pantry members sa Facebook group na ito. Sa page na ito maaaring i-post ng mga magulang at tagapangalaga o sino mang miyembro ng Educational Pantry ang kanilang mga kahilingan o requests. Kailangan ding ilagay ang pangalan ng mag-aaral, grade, at section para sa mas agarang aksyon. Oo nga pala, hindi lang requests ang pwedeng i-post. Pwede ring mag-post ang mga nais magbigay ng tulong o mga gustong mag-donate. Sabi nga nila, sharing is caring. Tandaan na ang Facebook group na ito ay pribado at posts na may kaugnayan lamang sa page na ito ang maaaprobahan. Mayroon din palang Google Form na ipamamahagi kung saan maaari nating isumite ang ating requests o kahilingan. Paano naman ang mga walang internet access sa bahay? Huwag mangamba dahil merong mga nakalaang drop boxes ang ating paaralan na kung saan maaaring ihulog ng mga magulang at tagapangalaga ang kanilang requests. Sa mga nais namang mag-donate ng school supplies, maaaring ilagay ang mga ito sa tabi ng drop boxes. Maaari ring mag-donate ng mga kagamitan o cash donation kaakibat ang pagsusumite ng deed of donation form. Pangalawa, mahalaga ang ugnayan ng mga guro at ng mga magulang o tagapangalaga sa programang ito. Gamit ang video calls o chats ay ipahahayag ng mga guro ang adhikain ng programang ito sa mga magulang o tagapangalaga. Maaari ring gawin ang orientation na ito ng face-to-face kasabay ng schedule ng kuhanan ng mga module. Gaya ng nabanggit, hindi lamang mga bagay ang maaaring i-donate. Pwede ring mag-conduct ng tutorial session, study tips, at iba pang mga kagamitan sa pagkatuto gaya ng mga aklat o kaya ay gadgets. Ikatlo, ang requested needs ng ating mga magulang o tagapangalaga ay ililista ng ating NEST focal person. Ang mga coordinator naman ang mag-aayos ng mga ito. Ang advisors ng ating mga mag-aaral, guidance counselor, at iba pang mga guro ay ipaaalam sa ating mga magulang at tagapangalaga ang petsa at oras ng pamimigay ng requested needs na gaganapin sa paaralan. Sabi nga nila, it takes a village to raise a child. Kaya naman aktibo at iba yung pakikilahok ang inaasahan sa pagsasanib puwersa ng paaralan at barangay na siyang tutukoy sa pangangailangan ng bawat Fernandinong mag-aaral at kikilos upang matugunan ito sa tulong at suporta rin ng mga miyembro ng komunidad. Isang malawakang komunidad para sa isang produktibong educational community pantry ay tiyak na lilikha ng iba yung pagkilos upang maging mas magaan at madali ang pagkatuto ng bawat kabataang Fernandino. Kaya naman tandaan, magbigay ayon sa kakayahan, kumuha ayon sa pangangailangan.
Fernandino Teens TV.
Welcome back to Fernandino Teens TV Season 2. Can you still recall the two components of the ecosystems? Very good. These are the biotic and abiotic factors. Biotic factors are the living components in the ecosystem like plants, animals, and microorganisms, while abiotic factors are non-living components like rocks, air, soil, temperature, weather, and water. But what will happen to the organism in an ecosystem if a biotic factor changes? Let us know your thoughts about the following situation or events in the ecosystem. Think what might happen to the organism in the ecosystem if biotic components were changed. Choose the best possible answer. Event number 1. The aquarium is not being cleaned regularly. What do you think will happen to the organism? A. The fishes inside the aquarium will grow bigger and healthier. B. The water in the tank will stay clear and fishes will continue to grow and develop. C. The fishes will start dying and microorganisms like algae will start to populate the water. Very good. The answer is C. The fishes will start dying and microorganisms like algae will start to populate the water. Event number 2. The plant received too much sunlight in a day. What do you think will happen to the plants in the ecosystem? A. The plant in the area will grow healthier. B. The plant will die because of prolonged exposure to sunlight. C. The plant in the ecosystem will continue to bloom. Good job! The answer is B. The plants will die because of prolonged exposure to sunlight. Nice observation, Fernandino teens. Event number 3. A heavy storm occurs. What do you think will be the possible effect of the change in abiotic component to biotic components? A. All the plants and animals survive the storm. B. New plants and animals will grow after the storm. C. Plants and animals in the ecosystem will able to withstand the threat. Nice! The answer is B. New plants and animals will grow after the storm. Very good, Fernandino teens! The change in abiotic factors greatly affect the biotic factors or living organism in an ecosystem. The following are some of the effects of changes in abiotic factors. Extreme temperature may affect the reproduction of some organisms. Plants and animals may experience problems when exposed to such temperature. Occurrence of natural calamities may decrease the population of organisms when disaster occurs like earthquakes, volcanic eruption, and severe weather. Changes in abiotic factors can result in extreme problem for some organisms. It can also have positive effects on organisms. For example, due to different reasons like water pollution, water becomes enriched in minerals, thus supporting large population of algae, causing algal blooms. Fernandino teens, for our evaluation, I prepared question about our topic for today. Write your answers on the comment section below or on a sheet of paper. I will be giving you 5 seconds to answer each question. Are you ready? Question number 1. It describes how species interacts within an ecosystem, or it describes the role being played by an organism in a community. A. Habitat, B. Symbiosis, or C. Ecological niche. Great job! The answer is ecological niche. Question number 2. Which of the following is a natural ecosystem? A. Zoo, B. Forest, or C. Garden? Very good, Fernandino teens. The correct answer is B. Forest. The zoo and the garden are both artificial ecosystem or man-made ecosystem. Question number 3. The following are biotic components except A. Soil, B. Worm, or C. Elephant? Good job! The answer is A. Soil. Soil is a non-living thing or abiotic factors, while the worm and the elephant are both living organisms. Question number 4. Which of the following images is a producer? A, B, or C? Excellent! The correct answer is letter C, because a plant is a producer. Letter A is a bacteria and B is a protist. Question number 5. Abiotic factors may cause drastic effect to biotic factors. Which abiotic factors affect the size of a mosquito population in a specific ecosystem? A. Type of soil, B. Temperature, or C. Members of the predator? Great! The correct answer is letter B. Temperature. When temperature is higher than 30 degrees Celsius, there will be a high mortality rate and their activity decline. Question number 6. Why are bacteria and fungi important in the environment? A. They act as decomposers, B. They cause diseases to the organism, or C. They help beautify the surroundings? Very good! The answer is A. They act as decomposers. Bacteria and fungi are important because they help in recycling nutrients to reuse by the plants. Question number 7. What symbiotic relationship can describe a caterpillar eating the leaf of a plant? A. Commensalism, B. Mutualism, or C. Parasitism? Fantastic! The right answer is C. Parasitism. The caterpillar eat and cause harm to the plant. Question number 8. A group of plants is striving to gain more water and nutrients from the soil. What type of ecological relationship is illustrated? A. Parasitism, B. Mutualism, or C. Competition? Excellent! The right answer is C. Competition. The plants are competing with each other for the limited supply of water and nutrients present in the soil in order to survive. Question number 9. A type of ecological relationship when one organism kills and feeds on the other organism. A. Predation, B. Parasitism, or C. Competition? Good job! The answer is A. Predation. In predation relationship, the predator kills and feeds on weaker and smaller organisms called the prey. Were you able to get a perfect score, Fernandino teens? Great! This only shows that you have learned so much on our episode today. G.P. Marsman said, "All nature is linked together by invisible bonds, and every organic creature, however low, however feeble, however dependent, is necessary to the well-being of some other among the myriad forms of life." Nature has many benefits to humans. It provides us all the essential things we need to survive, from the air we inhale, the water we drink, and the food we eat. Nature is very important to our well-being as it enhances our physical, psychological, and emotional health. We have to be thankful for all the things we have, the people around us, and the blessings that we receive. No matter how big and small, it plays an important part of our existence, especially this time of pandemic. Here are the references used in this learning episode. Again, this is Sir Adrian C. Reyes, your science teacher, saying, "Be thankful and always be a blessing to others." Thank you for watching Fernandino Teens TV Season 2.
Oh, Dino, marami ka bang natutuhan?
Oo, alam ko na ngayon ang pagkakaiba ng biotic and abiotic components. Maaari ko nang tulungan si Nan sa kanyang module.
Sige nga, tanungin kita, Dino, kung ano ang kaibahan ng biotic sa abiotic component.
Biotic is the living component, while abiotic is the non-living component in the ecosystem.
Wow, ang galing! Nakikinig ka talaga kay Sir Adrian.
Siyempre naman. Salamat, Fer. Ang dami na naman nating natutuhan sa araw na ito. Kaya naman, maraming salamat, Sir.
Isa na namang makabuluhang talakayan ng ating natunghayan, Fernandino Teens.
Samahan niyo kaming muli sa pagtuklas ng bagong kaalaman dito lang sa
Fernandino Teens
TV Season 2.
kung saan ang kabataang Fernandino ay angat sa aking talib.
Bagong umaga, yakapin mo ang bagong pag-asa. Simulan mong abutin ang iyong pangarap na magbibigay dangal sa iyong bukas. Ang suliranin, hindi laging nandyan, dapat mong harapin. Kami iyong kasama sa bawat takin, magkaakbay nating lulutasin. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, ang boses mo ay mahalaga. Dito sa Fernandino Teens TV, ikaw lagi ang bida. Ang mga aral ay ginintuangatin ng bawat guro na siyang gagabay sa iyong pagkamulat. Naway umukit ito sa iyong isipan. Maging mapanuri, sundin ng wasto at nararapat. Kagandahang asal ang ipakita,